I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media. We're back again. Ron Sorry from the Waupaca School District, Aaron Jensen, City of Waupaca, for our update. And Ron, we're used to you wearing a dress shirt and a tie and maybe a suit coat of some sort. And today you're in a t-shirt, and there's a reason you're in a t-shirt.
Yeah, this is our Career Awareness Day, Josh. And so a lot of us here at the school district are in our an industry-related t-shirt. And I have the Foundries t-shirt, one of their t-shirts on. And so also as part of that, the administrative team here at the district and our school board will be taking a tour of the Foundry this afternoon. So we're pretty excited about that. And yeah, when I put a ball cap on, nobody knows who I am. So it's kind of nice.
And it's cool to see you taking the tour of the Foundry. I know we've talked in previous updates of all the support the Foundry, among our other large employers, do give to the school district.
Yeah, they're a great partner to be with.
We'll jump over to Aaron. A lot going on downtown. The first thing, City Square kind of tore up and lots of big equipment out there, a lot of dirt, and we've touched on it before, but give an update on the kind of the redesign project out there.
Yeah, if you've come to downtown Waupaca lately, you'll notice a bunch of equipment, as you mentioned, some things that look a little different. So a couple meetings ago, the city council voted to approve one of our capital projects that was actually approved in the capital budget last fall. But we are doing some work, kind of, I would say, the finishing touches on Main Street, right? So obviously the parking lot was done, Main Street was done, and all the streetscape, and now we're looking at the front lawn at City Hall. Smaller project, it will only take a couple weeks. Some of the things that are happening, irrigation to kind of green up that area, concrete work closer to the City Hall. We had that old lava rock that kind of looked not so clean. So our crews are doing all of that work. They do a fantastic job. They're incredibly skilled and they're moving fast. And then lighting underneath kind of the overhang in front of City Hall, that'll give it a little more decorative look.
It's there and it's on at night now.
It is. I haven't even seen it, so I'll have to come down, take the whole block walk down here once the lights go off. And then some updated fixtures, light poles, flag poles, signage, things like that. So I think it'll look nice. There'll also be some things eventually, like interactive things in the sidewalk, like hopscotch or something, you know, those simple things that when kids are walking by, they can kind of do something active. So that's what's happening right now downtown.
And the other big news downtown, we went from this long extended winter kind of right into summer, it feels like, and that means the farm market is back starting this Saturday.
It is. That snuck up on us too, yeah, with the cold weather, and now 90, I think, tomorrow they're saying.
Humid.
So yeah, crazy. So the farm market is starting again this Saturday. Start at 9 a.m. and they go into the early afternoon, typically 2-ish. And they are moving again. So 2 years ago, they were on the City Square area. Last year, obviously, with Main Street, they moved to what used to be Midtown Motors, which is a city-owned lot. And now they're moving back to the direct heart of downtown area, and they're going to be on East Fulton Street. So East Fulton Street intersection will be open. Traffic will flow through there, but it will be closed as soon as you get across that intersection to East Fulton Street. So they'll be lined up kind of in some of the parking stalls in between, which would be the intersection of Fulton Street and then also and Main Street and then Jefferson Street. The library parking lot will be open and you'll be able to circulate traffic through there. And then it'll be closed right at the corner there. So we encourage everyone to stop down. There's a lot. It's not just farmers market vegetables, as you would think. I'm looking at the website right now. They have self-care products, of course, produce, products created by kids. They've got flowers, handmade goods, all of that. So if you haven't been there, I'd encourage you to come down. And while you're down, stop at some of our local downtown merchants and retailers and businesses. Obviously, the ones that you've known for a long time, but there's a lot of new ones that you may not have seen that have just come in the last year. And we would encourage everyone to walk up and down Main Street and visit them as well.
A lot of new businesses on North Main that kind of sprung up after the reconstruction project.
There are, and they're neat. I think if you have, like I said, if you haven't been, I think people would enjoy going to check them out. And it's not done either. There are some that are under construction right now, and we would expect even additional businesses, new businesses, to come in the next 6 months or so.
Right. Some good news, bad news, Aaron. The exterior home repair grant program, where residents can get money toward certain exterior repairs on their homes, is pretty quickly filled up. So it's successful that people are taking advantage. But maybe the bad news, it might be hard to take advantage at this point in time if you haven't signed up yet.
Yeah, we've had a lot of interest, which is great and not surprising. We have an X amount set aside right now, $150,000 set aside to use throughout 2022. Reason for that is it keeps us under some expenditure restraint limits. That helps us through formulas and things with the city or with the state to make sure that we get all the revenue we can in future budgets. So yeah, we're a month in and we've got enough applications in to potentially commit all of that. Which is great. It's going to have an impact. We're going to take those first applications to the CDA, Community Development Authority meeting, for review and potential approval. And that is actually next Monday. If something changes or if there is a way where we can kind of reopen that throughout 2022, we'll be communicating that on here, on all of your community media avenues, Facebook, website, all of that. So we look forward to keeping everyone updated.
So if there's someone interested in the program that they potentially can't take advantage of this year due to kind of hitting the limits of applications, what's your advice? Wait to still apply? What should people do?
I think, first of all, we're available for any questions anyone has. You've put together a fantastic area on the website that has basically every detail you probably need to know on the program. I would encourage people to go there, but otherwise call. Andrew Dane is the person they should ask for, or myself if Andrew's not available. And right now I would say, look at the details, ensure that you have a project that does qualify, because we've got applications in that maybe weren't qualifying items, but maybe we know of a program through CAP Services where those specific items do qualify and we can help with that. So even though maybe it wouldn't qualify or the funding is not there for this program right now, we may know of programs that could help with some of the things that they need. So that would be my advice.
Okay. We're going to jump over to Ron, talk about the school board a little bit. The first thing, your school board's starting to have linkage meetings, which are connecting them with different groups of stakeholders. One of those first ones getting together with your teachers. So tell us about these linkage meetings and what you're looking to accomplish.
Yeah, so part of our strategic plan is for the board to increase communication and increase understanding and feedback from our community. And so the board has identified, I think we have like 10 different linkages or stakeholder groups. And the first obviously is our teachers, and another group will be our support staff. Another group will be our businesses. So we'll invite our businesses in town, and a mental health group with our student services staff and counselors, law enforcement, Department of Health and Human Services from the county, and religious leaders. So there's just a series of these groups that we want to meet with. We will have an agenda after introductions, sharing a little bit about the district, and then listening for feedback we'll have questions and for the linkage members to give some feedback. How are we doing as a school district? How are we doing as a school board? What can we do differently? What can we do better? How do we increase communication and voice? So those are the types of things that the board wants to do, and it'll be exciting to go through and do that. Our first one is scheduled for Monday, May 23rd with the teachers.
Cool. And then the other thing we want to talk about with the school board is new policy that got approved. The school district didn't have anything formal in place in relation to your facilities, buildings, grounds, just doing different things, and you're looking to get some structure in place to handle different requests, whether it's planting a tree or changing something in a building.
Yeah, any kind of alteration, whether it's maybe an addition to a building or putting a new building up, or like you said, planting a tree, putting a fence, any kind of alteration to our building and grounds, we now will have this process in place. It was approved this week by our board, and part of that includes a form where whoever the organization or the department that wants to do this, they kind of fill out the description of what they're looking at, the justification, what is the budget, what are the anticipated operating and maintenance costs, and the timeline. And then that then gets fed through our system, ultimately to the Building and Grounds Committee that we have, the Board Building and Grounds Committee. So it's nice to have these types of processes in place so that when requests come, you know, we have a way of doing business with it.
It's amazing when you make a change to a building or facility in some way, shape, or form. The other things you got to consider that someone might not think about, maybe a cable that's running somewhere, or some other utility that's in the way, or a future plan that's known that this might alter that. So that's sounds like a good process you're getting in place.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And there's so many stakeholders that need to be a part of that process, from the location of things, from different people's perspectives. And, you know, you got to have the building and grounds coordinator involved. You got to have our maintenance people. You got to have, if it may be our athletic director, activities director, their input, because they see things from a different lens and how that'll impact our property. And you also have to kind of think into the future, how that space could potentially be used into the future, you know, as you're looking at putting something in a specific location. So it's a collaborative process with a lot of stakeholders so that the best outcome takes place in the end.
We're going to jump back over to Aaron and want to talk about a grant that the city was not successful in getting tied into the new River North subdivision, the WIDA grant.
Yeah, so it's called the WIDA tax credit application, and it's actually, the city doesn't directly apply for these. It's actually a developer, and these developers typically specialize in these affordable housing projects. As everyone knows, with the rising cost of everything, now with the interest rates moving up, and it doesn't appear that it's curbing those building material costs yet, and who knows if it will. You know, the cost of getting into homes is getting more expensive, has for the last couple of years. You know, we recognize that, and we wanted to work with a developer like this to provide a project that would provide tax credits that are awarded by the state that would help keep rents lower. Unfortunately, we found out this week that we were not awarded that, or the developer that applied on our behalf was not awarded that. And it's not, it's disappointing, but it's not a surprise. It's an incredibly competitive process, specifically for rural areas, more rural areas. And we can apply each year. We'll get more details on why maybe we scored a little lower in this area than other areas. And if we have things within our control that we can change the location of the application or whatever it may be for next year, we'll certainly try to implement those things. But I just wanted everyone to know that that's something that staff and elected officials are working on in trying to do this. This is the main vehicle, really, in the state of Wisconsin to put those types of projects together, which is why it's so competitive. You know, we'll continue to look at that. On a positive note, I can't tell you too much about this yet, but we were informed early May here that our grant writer, Greg, struck it again and did get another grant award that will be helpful to the whole community. And we can't say anything yet. They said we got to keep it confidential as far as the details of it until June 2nd.
You've already said too much.
Yeah, well, it'll be good. It'll be good. So we're excited about that, and we're excited for more details to come up.
Well, Aaron, I'm excited that you guys are continuing with the WIDA and those types of grants, working with developers for housing, because that's, as you know, that is something important for our community. There is such a need for more housing.
It is, and it is here like it is everywhere, right? I mean, the whole country and the whole state of Wisconsin has been underbuilt on housing product for a long time, and trying to play catch up, and the inventory being low, it is important, and especially that affordable piece of it. You know, we want a lot of different varieties of price points so we can fit everyone's needs, and that's certainly one of those areas. So appreciate the comments, Ron. Thank you for, I mean, you've supported a lot of things. The school district has supported our efforts in a lot of those things as well. So we look forward to continuing to work and try to make an impact in those areas.
Yeah, good.
And we'll keep it over with Ron. We're getting close to the end of the school year, and that means a lot of celebrating, and that also means senior week's coming up. And I know there's a lot of activities to celebrate the seniors' conclusion of the school year and moving on.
Yeah, senior week is going to begin here soon on May 25th, Wednesday, May 20, I think that's the 25th, yeah,
Yep.
is Senior Athletic Signing Day. This will be our first time doing this. Our athletic or our activities director is bringing this in, and students who are committing to play sports in college after high school, that is going to be their senior athletic signing day at 5 o'clock at the PAC here on the 25th. The next day, Thursday, will be Wear Your Favorite Comet Shirt Day. So we'll see a lot of students in their Comet shirts. And then on Friday is Senior Signing Day. We started that last year, and we're going to continue this into the future. Senior Signing Day is where we recognize all of our seniors who are going either directly into the workforce or tech colleges or apprenticeships or the military, or those students who have received other special certifications like AutoCAD or CNA or youth apprenticeships. So we'll have families there, we'll have their employers there, and they're going to sign on. So that'll be it's always a fun activity. Then we have on Tuesday, May 31st, our Senior Scholarship Awards at the PAC at the high school. That'll be at 8 in the morning. And then on Wednesday, that's our graduation day, June 1st, Senior Walk Day takes place at the middle school and the WLC at 9 o'clock in the morning. At 10:30, they come back to the high school for graduation rehearsal. And then at 7 o'clock, our commencement ceremonies take place at the high school gymnasium. So yeah, you're right. May is a great month. It's a celebration month, a lot of fun things. Almost every evening this month, there is an activity, whether it's a concert, a performance, or an art show. It's busy.
Ron, Aaron, appreciate you making the time again to get the community up to date with what's going on. Certainly pretty busy right now.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Josh.